This is Robert Vinya.
This is Ross Dawn of Immolation.
And you're watching the Go Tavern TV.
That's right.
How are you?
Good.
How's the tour been so far?
Phenomenal. It's been going really well. It's good to be back in the UK again. You know, I think the last tour we did here, we didn't make it over to the UK, so it's been very good. We did, like we were talking about before, the Incineration Fest, which was awesome. Really great show, good fest, great crowd. Then we went to Manchester, another really great show. And then we were just in Glasgow yesterday, and it was, again, really cool crowd, good time. So it's been really cool to be back here. You know, good reaction.
Yeah, this is not the first time you toured with Marduk, so it was
Like our fourth time. I
Yeah.
think.
Well, that's what's cool about this. Like, we've toured with Marduk many times. We know the Origin guys. We've toured with them before. The biocancer guys are very cool.
Yeah.
Obviously, meeting them the first time on this tour, they're very cool guys. So, and we know the whole crew already because this is the crew, Massive
We've
Music.
been massive like 9 years already.
So it's just like going out with family, really. So it's a good time.
Does it feel different to be, is every tour with Marduk different? Does it feel different this time, or it was just kind of like a big reunion family?
Yeah, it's a bigger reunion. I mean, every tour, of course, is different. You hit different places. You have different, different vibes at different shows. But more or less, it's very similar, very familiar, very comfortable. So it's cool. They're good guys. I mean, they're very easy guys to get along with. It's a drama-free tour, which is kind of what we strive for at this point. So
I think it's also quite a bit of variety between black metal and rock metal.
It
it's
is.
a different crowd.
Well, sure. Yeah, I think this tour represents like all different niches of the genre. You have your thrash, old school thrash represented by biocancer. You have your extreme technical death metal with Origin. We kind of represent that darker old school death metal, and then Marduk represents obviously the black metal scene. But I think with us and Marduk, it works really well because thematically we're kind of on the same page lyrically. Maybe we approach it from different points of view, but very similar thematically, and we're dark in our own ways. So I think that's why it works for us and for the fans.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think it's just on July the 19th. I think you're gonna celebrate the 25th anniversary of your first release down of Possession.
Really?
So congratulations, first of all.
Didn't even know. Thanks.
Who knew? So are you gonna plan anything? How are you gonna celebrate it?
July?
Yeah.
We'll celebrate by having recorded our 10th record already and our first trip to Iceland. I guess that'll be our celebration.
Yeah, we'll be just coming back from Iceland, so that's a good way. And then we'll be getting ready to go do some European Fest this summer.
So are you planning like a lot of bands these days do like a massive tour from the first record, as it's the 25th anniversary. So will you be planning to do something like a special tour with a special DVD,
I don't know. We never planned it. We didn't find out until you told us. So.
Yeah.
We're just going to go out. We're looking forward to the new stuff and getting out there with the new stuff. And we look forward to it.
Yeah, the past is the past. We're excited about the future and what's going on now.
So looking at the past, would you do, anything differently? Do you regret anything?
Not really, because I think the past brought us to where we are today, and the fact that we've been here for 28 years, and I think we're still going strong, and things are getting better. Our fan base is getting bigger, and we got a great lineup now for the past 15 years. With Steve and Bill and the band, and it's only gotten better. So no, I don't think so.
I think yesterday was third anniversary of your latest album.
I think,
10th of May.
I think you're right. Yeah. Someone told me that last night. And I was like,
it's 3 years since the last release. So what are the next plans for the next record? Can you give us
we're going into the studio on June 15th. Record the new record. Right after that, we're going to Iceland for a festival over there. Then after that, at the end of July, we start doing the Eurofest, the Summer Fest. Like a Little Assault, Partisan, Stonehenge, Rockin' for the first time.
We're doing a festival in France. I think it's called Silac. And
Metal Days.
Metal Days.
So we're looking forward to that. Hopefully we'll have a couple other shows going in there too. So we do that, and then we have Australia and New Zealand planned for September. And then once that record comes out, release, and then hopefully over here, if not at the end of the year, first thing next year, touring,
headliner tour, I guess.
I believe so for the new record. So that's the plan.
But look, you've been working actually with the Massive Music for quite a while now.
Yeah,
9 years.
Yeah.
Same Marduk, I think. They've been like, it seems like forever.
Yeah.
It's always the same team. So how is it working with those guys?
great.
You know? And
Guys are on point, great people, good team.
Awesome
We got
agency.
Kuba and Vasek, they're the drum and guitar tech. Derek's the tour manager, knows his stuff. Jacek and Chris, the driver. So we know all these guys, and it's usually the same team. And
Marius
they
and his
work
daughter,
phenomenally.
Marta.
Yeah, Marius and Marta book everything, and
They
very
take
easy
care
to
of
work
it.
with. They do everything great. I mean,
They're
super
probably-
professional. You know,
Probably the best agency we've ever worked with, hands down. I mean, they have everything. They got it together. You know what I'm
they
saying?
seem to be pretty dedicated and
They
they know
are.
what they're doing,
absolutely.
you know.
They
And,
take
But they're good
everything
people, though.
seriously,
They're
and
good
they do the
people.
right thing. And
Yeah.
they're totally cool people.
Absolutely.
And so it's like.
Which is important, you know. No shadiness.
Yeah.
Everything's
well, like,
straight
you know,
up.
you know what you get, you know. So,
Absolutely.
you know,
So now it's like, we come over here, it's like family, just like the bands. You know, we tour with them all the time, we have a good time. We spend time with them outside the touring and hang out, so it's great.
With the new record, are you planning to stay with Nuclear Blast, or have you looked
This
at
one will be
Yes.
on Nuclear Blast.
Yes.
Yeah. Is it the last one for them, or you've got?
This is we signed for 3, so
Yeah.
this is the last of the 3, and then hopefully we can work something out to continue because we have a really good rapport with them, great relationship. We get along with everybody really well, and I mean it's a good label for us especially. They've really done a lot for us. I mean I have to say, and they're the type of label, if you go to them with a problem or a concern or even a question, they get right back to you, and they have multiple different scenarios, of which way you could go. And so that's what I like about them. They're very hands-on, and like I said, good people. They're concerned with our well-being. So that's what I like.
I've noticed you like to change the labels as well. Every like 2 or 3 albums, it's just
It's just the way it went. I mean, I think now that, it's just the way things rolled. And once we got on Nuclear Blast, I think we, as a band, we're at a certain point where I think we kind of really got ourselves together the best we've been yet. So it's just, we were at a better place, and Nuclear Blast, was interested, and just at that point it was just good timing, and now the relationship's been working out great, and I think, I'm pretty sure we'll be continuing on that path, and there's no complaints on our side. We have a great relationship with them, good people, and they really, I think since we've been on Nuclear Blast, things have just really gone up for us.
Absolutely.
They promote really well, and they're into the band, like Ross was saying, they're always there to help. So I mean,
it seems the latest they think they've done quite a good job for you guys. The
have.
latest record, has just been everywhere. You turn to Facebook and it was just Immolation, and stuff, which is is what you want to see. I
It's
guess.
nice to see, man. It took us a long time to get there.
oh yeah, no complaints.
Recently, you got involved in the, let me just say, Karyn Crisis Gospel of the
Yes.
Witches project. So,
Yes.
can you tell us more about this? Because you're actually not the official members, you just like it.
Well, here's what happened. We were on the Decibel tour, and I got an email from Karyn, and we knew Karyn from back in the Crisis days, because Crisis and MO were on Metal Blade during the 90s at that time, and they were from New York, and we would see them at CBGBs, at different shows here and there. We played shows with them. So they were awesome people. We knew them. And she reached out. We haven't heard from her in years since that time. So she reached out, and she was like, hey, listen, I'm working on this new band, which was going to be her thing. And she's like, I really think your vocal style would work really well in what I have in mind. So I was like, okay, send me some of the demo stuff. So she did send me 4 songs, and we both listened to it, and it was really cool. It was very dark, completely different than MO, but it still had that darkness, which I liked. So, and we had always talked like, man, we just don't have time to do another project because MO consumes a lot of our time, all of our time. We work, we have full-time jobs, and just between that and life, it's like we never saw ourselves doing anything outside of MO until this came along. And we wouldn't do anything in the death metal genre because, kind of been there, done that. We've been doing this for 28 years, So this was like a really cool opportunity to kind of do something, in my comfort zone, because she wanted me to, do the vocals that I do with MO, and she had this idea of doing like these kind of choruses because she's all over the map vocally. She has awesome clean vocals. She has the death metal growls. She has the crazy screams, like from the Crisis days. So she has quite a range. So it worked out really well. When I heard what she was trying to do, it seemed like it would work really well. So, a few months down the road, we were doing some stuff with Immo, and then we were done after Maryland one year. I went in the studio, and she had 11 songs that I was doing backup vocals on, and part of these choruses she was doing. And once we heard the record, it was phenomenal. I was like, holy shit,
It's amazing.
Very
really
cool.
well done,
It was heavy.
from beginning to end. Awesome record.
Yeah.
Dark,
Yeah.
but very atmospheric. And for us, it's different, but it's stuff that I know Ross and I are into that kind of stuff anyway.
Yeah.
So once she approached us to do the live end of it, we were like, all right, we got to see what we're doing with the with Immolation. But then it was almost just like, all right, let's do it. Because the hardest challenge was just learning the songs, which really wasn't that hard. Just got to sit down, take a little time, get it down.
Yeah.
And then we, in that February, I think we of 2015, they came over and we did some rehearsals for a few days, and then did the shows that weekend, I believe.
Yeah.
And then it was great. We had a great time. We enjoyed it. And for us, it was cool to be on stage and just do something a little different, a little more laid back.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit more comfortable, less work, to kind
The
of
music was, they were progressive doom. I was I've seen you guys doing. I was like, it's really interesting. It's
it's cool. I mean, if you're gonna do something different, do something different.
Exactly. Yes.
And I, like Ross said, I think it's in our comfort zone in the sense of it's still dark, and the themes are dark, and it's very. It's very atmospheric, but that dark atmosphere, and the songs are very, melancholy, and so we're into that. So
I'm a fan. It's we're fans. I mean, it's
so
one of my favorite albums that came out last year.
And I loved it, and then it's now you get to play it live. It's like, all right,
Even
cool.
if I wasn't part of it, it would be something special in my catalog. I'd be like, wow, this is very cool, And her husband, Davide, wrote all the music, and he's just genius. I mean, he's a brilliant writer, man. He puts a lot of heart and soul into the music, and he's a super cool guy, man. Really laid back guy. They're just awesome people. They really are. So for us, it was perfect because not only were we fans and into the music, but they're just such awesome people, So for us, it just felt right, So, and the shows were great. We did 4 shows last year. I was hoping we'd, be able to do it. I'd like to take it on the road, actually, because I think it's that good.
The fact
should
that
be
we've
on the
been
road.
working on our record, it's just in our record, our process kept getting pushed back.
Yeah.
So,
and in fairness, Karyn said she would work gospel around Immo's schedule, which was very cool.
Now, do you know because you approaching this 30th anniversary magic number, can you see yourselves doing it 20 years from now?
Well, let's put it this way: about 25, 30 years ago, we were like, we would have never imagined we'd be here at our mid-40s doing this, So you never know. I mean, bottom line is we enjoy doing it. It continues to get better for us as far as the fan base and what we're doing and how we're doing it. And we have a solid, it's like the 4 of us are really on the same page, which makes all the difference, and everyone's 100% into it. So there's really no reason not to stop doing it until we just stop liking it. Because right now it's just been getting better, and we enjoy it more and more as we go.
We're still the same 16-year-old kids we were, or when we started, we were 18. We're still like those kids, each time he writes something new, we're all like, oh, we get in the studio, we're still like kids about it, so as long as we have that passion and that excitement for it, we'll continue, and as long as we can physically do it.
We're doing that.
It's very demanding live, so.
It is. But, considering we do all right.
On the tour, you still do skates, age of 18, 17, you still get smashed, every night. Or you just you take more mature,
We were never really like that anyway.
That was never our thing.
That's
anyway.
probably half the reason we're still here right now.
Yeah.
So.
Never huge partiers. I mean, we just enjoy the journey. We enjoy being on the bus, meeting new people, hanging out with all these great fucking musicians, traveling the world, meeting all kinds of killer people all over. It was always more about the journey to us, and sometimes when you party too much, you kind of miss a lot of that, so.
I've got one last question for you. It's a bit of a strange one, okay? So, if you had the opportunity to go back in time and witness the writing or recording process of any album, and you had a spot on it, what album would it be and why?
It's not getting a few hours. Just to see the inside, that could go for anything like Maiden, Power Slave, or Merciful Fate, Don't Break the Oath, or just all sorts of records that you just loved for all these years, and just to be like, wow, it would be cool to just see them creating that or be in the studio and witnessing that, So there's just too many to even mention. I mean, it's like
There's so many good
classic
inspiring,
records,
whether
you know?
it's like in this genre or even like, you know, going
Something
back to
else,
like
yeah.
early Led Zeppelin
Yeah,
stuff,
sure.
or early Black Sabbath, or, you know, even like, you know, first Van Halen album, you know, shit like that. There's so much classic stuff. You know, Judas Priest, Defenders of the Faith, Screaming Revenge.
You could take any one of those and just say, okay, just to be even see the inside. It is interesting to see that kind of stuff, you know.
I can see that you're very diverse musically. I
Yes,
think. Yeah.
absolutely. We're all over the map,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
We totally
I
are.
was just talking. Well, I was talking with
Yeah,
you guys about
yeah.
Muse.
Yeah.
You know, everything from like that to Depeche Mode to
Born
like,
in the Club of Gore. I just saw them
Yep.
playing here. You know, really cool, dark piano
To
stuff. I love
me,
all
you know,
kinds of
well, I
shit.
know, speaking for us too, it's like we enjoy music for the atmosphere, for the
Yes.
feeling, for the emotion. So regardless if it's extreme, heavy,
Yep.
or anything else, I think most of the stuff we kind of float around is mostly dark, but there's
Yeah.
some non-dark stuff too. It's just whatever you get
Yeah.
drawn to, you know.
Yeah.
To me, music is, there's so much different stuff out there. It's a shame to just be stuck on one thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I honestly get a lot more inspiration from
Yeah.
non-metal stuff than I do the metal stuff
Yeah.
these days. So, you know, it's just, to me, it's better to be open-minded and take everything
Exactly.
in, you know?
Music is a very unique force. It's a uniting force. It's not a dividing force.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you see that.
I like that.
It's true though. I mean, you see, you go no matter where you go in the world, you know, we have a common connection with the fans
Yeah.
because of the music.
Yeah.
And all the other divisiveness falls away. It's like everybody's unified at that moment, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what's unique about music, and that's why it's so powerful.
Yeah.
You know, and it's very important. You know, I understand that. I think we definitely understand that, and I think the fans understand that.
Yeah.
You know, so it's very important.
Yeah, it's a great lesson for all the people who want to become musicians, I guess.
Sure,
you know, and,
sure.
You know, and be successful. Well,
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for
Thank
your
you,
time.
man. Great
Thank you
interview,
for
man.
talking
Thank you.
to us. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Cheers.
man.
Thank you.